Well, hello, hello, hello. This is Tina. It's 8 o'clock on the dot. Y'all know I like to start on time, get the party started. So, we're here again with last week. In the last few weeks, we've been talking about stress and its effects and how it affect you. And we had Angie on last week, and we talked about how it affects you with your health. And I have waiting for me to bring to the stage none other than my sister. So I'm super excited to get her to have her on stage so she can give you a little bit backstory about her. So I'm gonna hop in and let me get her in and add her to. And here she is. This is Sherelle Allen. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? I'm just
I'm
so
doing
grateful
well. So I was just letting the audience know we have about two or three people that's on with us. Tell them a little bit about what we have been talking about for the last few weeks. So you can tell them who you are and what you do, and then we'll kind of get started from there.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Well, hello everyone. My name is Sherelle Boyce Allen, and I am currently right now a retiree looking to be an entrepreneur soon, opening up a personal business with weight loss and consultations and coaching. But here, I'm glad to be a part of Enriched by Tina. So godly proud of you, sis. I'm just glad to know that this day has happened for you. And I'm just thanking God for you having me on as a guest tonight. And I pray that any of the listening audience that there's something that we said that you would enrich your lives, and that if there's anything that has said tonight to help you to basically have some takeaways and make some changes to your life.
All right, all right. And listen, I'm super, super hyped because y'all, this is my sister, my blood sister. So my who I look up to, I've seen you do a lot of things and juggle a lot of stuff. And when as I was coming up, because she's older than I am, and so she always made things happen for me and my children. And so it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I understood some of that stress that you was going through when you was helping maintain me and those two little children of mine. So let's hop right in. Have you ever been stressed?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Stress isn't the word, and what I have done is I break it down. I don't know, I'm good with breaking down the letters. And
Okay.
basically in stress, I take that first S, and it's basically stuff, taking rest, energy, strength, and your stamina. That's my definition of stress. And I have been to the point where I have been stressed to the max. Just recently, I've had a bout with stress, with work overload, and on the job stress, and then
Okay.
also bills. For those of you, I mean, basically, debt can really stress you out. Also, making changes and things changing in the workforce can definitely overwhelm you and sometimes make you feel stressful, and it's not a good feeling. And in my case, it was kind of dangerous on my end because I was reporting to work, going to work every day, never really stayed out sick. I worked. And a couple of times I've had 3 and 4 jobs, just trying to keep ends meeting and trying to meet the deadlines and pay off and pay down debt. So, but I did it to myself. It's called credit card.
Come on, let's talk
Those
about
of
it. Let's
y'all
talk about it.
who I was one that was livid for, I lived my life on credit. When I
Wow.
first went off to college, I charged my way through school, because my mom and dad, I knew they couldn't afford it. So I would write scholarships and do different papers just to get money. And then also I did college work study. so that it wouldn't put my mom and dad in a strain for debt, and thinking, hey, when I graduate, I'm gonna be making big money so I can pay this off. And
Yes.
I wasn't making much money even in the workforce when I first started college. My first job, I was making like $2.29 an hour.
Oh my
And
God.
so, when I get to college every day, these credit cards is coming in the mail. I
Let's
had
talk
credit
about
cards
that.
for
Let's talk
everything.
about that. We may have some
I had
young.
credit cards for my children, which was my niece and nephew. I didn't even have any kids, but all, and I would make sure that come the summer, winter, spring, they had their clothes, and I even, gas. And so I'm just grateful now to know that credit card debt, it's okay to have credit card debt. When I started out, when I graduated college, I had 42 credit cards.
Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Did you say 42 credit cards?
42 credit cards, and
So
they were
listen,
all charged to the max.
to the max. So listen, if there are any young people, any college students, or if there are parents who's getting ready to get some college students, I want you to hear this. When you go to college and when your child go to college, you just heard her, she had 42. So make sure you talk to your young person when they go to school, because those credit card applications are going to come in that child's name. So parents, let your young people know, don't get into it. Go back and tell us a little bit more about this credit card debt as a college student.
Yeah, as a college student. So, I was eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So, as long as you make the payments, and you keep them going within the 30, 60, 90 days, and you don't get the late payment fees, well, by the time I graduated college, of course, I had student loan plus I had the credit card debt because when I graduated, I was only got bumped up to $5.85 an hour with the college degree.
Oh my God.
So it was a struggle in just hustling. So I'm grateful that I then started looking into purchasing a home, and so I was able to before I got the first home, I was able to pay down the debt to 7 credit cards.
Wow. So y'all, she went from
So
42 to 7. Wow,
yep.
that's amazing. That is amazing. And so you realize that having all those credit cards and you trying to purchase a home, that was not a good impact towards your
That was
credit,
not a
even though
good
it was credit.
impact on my credit or credit score. And then with the slow pays and the late payments, that just takes your score down lower. But just to give you hope, you can still buy a house with a credit score under 500. So that's, if you have that dream, don't give up on that dream, because there's different programs and incentives that, you can get signed up with. There's grant money, there's different communities that offer different sign-ons. So there's also classes that you can take. And also, I recommend that you go to the bank, get familiar with banking, and they have also ways to help you to learn about credit. And I wish that had been something that I had learned at an early age. It took me, after getting the second home, I
Okay. All
ended up
right.
getting that credit down to 3 credit cards, because you do still need to have credit, just if you need to rent a car or major purchase or something of that nature. But just 10 years ago, I was in over $287,000 worth of debt.
Wow.
And that's, houses and cars, student loans. And I just thank God that, I ended up getting married, and I happened to have an awesome husband that showed me how to save and told me what to do and how to smile
Wow.
out of the debt.
So
And so my
so
husband Thomas Allen, I appreciate him being instrumental to me. Everybody think that he paid off the bills, but He didn't. He just showed me a way to invest in myself because I didn't even have savings. Because I was just working to pay bills and to keep the minimal going. And he advised me to not ever charge gas on a credit card. And he said that you can pay for that. You don't want to pay 24.9% interest on gas. So then he began
Wow.
to tell me, and I thank God that I ended up hooking up and getting involved in church. And I think that's when the majority of things change for my whole life. If you're out there and you're wondering, you need to hook up and be a part of a local church, and a church that believes in Jesus Christ, and a praying pastor. And I thank God for new beginnings with Pastor Elder Wilson, Pastor Nancy Wilson. They instilled in me a lot of things, and they taught me how to invest and to sow seed, and to support the local ministry. Because as whatever you do for your local church and your church family, and you take care of God's house, He'll always take care of yours. And so I just thank God for him, Pastor Wilson, Elder Wilson, also Pastor Brian Pierce and Lady Deb and Pastor Ferris Coleman and Karen Coleman. They're my current pastors now. And then Lady Leah and Pastor McNair with the Sister Circle, just in being a part of the services on Sundays. Pastor Marino, I appreciate you guys because you guys helped instill in me as I was going through the struggle to let me know that I can kill Goliath. And so now I can say that I went from $287,000 in debt down to zero. So
My
I'm
God.
still
Now,
here.
when
I
I
thank
tell you,
God, but it wouldn't have happened had I not sold into a man or a woman of God. So I thank God for these local ministries around in the triad. I'd say to any young person, get somewhere, get under that covering, and sit there and get that anointing, get that teaching. Because as you get the teaching, then God will show you how to come out. And so that was how I was able to come out, because I had great men and women of God that spoke the word, and as I applied the word, God showed me step by step on what to pay down first, how to take extra, apply extra towards the principal, um, call up those credit card people, quit lying on the phone, pick up the phone, stop dodging the calls, and just be honest. They really don't want your stuff back. I'll
wow.
never forget when I was at a paycheck from about to lose everything, and I put a seed in the ground, and Pastor Wilson prayed for me, you know, and I'll never forget that day. She said, she wanted all of our families, every family, to sow $1,000, and I was like, Lord, I don't have it, and I said, if I do have it, show me where to get the money from. Well, sure enough, he showed me exactly where to get the seed from. And he told me to take a loan out on my 401k. Take the loan out, pay that debt. So as I submitted the loan request, I said, Lord, I won't even be mad if I get two checks.
Oh, God.
Well,
Come
it
on.
happened. I got two checks.
Shut
And
up.
so I put one check in one bank and put another one in another check in another bank. And I had a friend at one bank that I said, just call me if something go down. And so I was able to catch everything up. I had just got finished talking to one of the ladies that was told me a date they were going to repossess my car.
My
And
God.
that next week, the Lord had me to go back to that same person and pay the car off. So I just thank God because He is the one that will do it. If you listen closely to what He's telling you and follow His path and follow His leading, He won't steer you wrong. And so I thank God that I told Pastor, I said, one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to take the money back from the church, because when you sow a seed in the ground, you can't dig it up.
Come on. Come
Because
on. Talk about it.
if you're waiting on a harvest, you cannot go back and dig it up. And you can't be borrowing money from the church. That's not a good thing. And so I thank God that she prayed for me that morning. By the time everything got paid in full, I just had to pay the loan back. So I thank God for he made a way
He made a
when I
way
thought it was an impossible way. So
with
those
God.
of you that really struggle, I just tell you, the struggle is over. And God said to me, He said, attack was attacking you. Debt was attacking me. Stress was attacking me. So I had to flip it. So now He gives me ways to flip things. And also, those of us who are on these jobs, let's talk about that work stress.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. You recently talked about how you showed up to work. You never missed a day. And what was that pressure like? Going to work with all this over you. Let's talk about that.
Well, the pressure was really strenuous. It was hard, and sitting there knowing, hey, you need this money, you got to make these bills, you need this job because you got deadlines, and if y'all know me, if I give you my level of commitment, I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I never forget it. I met with my boss, met with my boss's boss, Sean Harris, that awesome man of God. And I was telling him that I was having the stress. I had got sick, to the point that, you know, even though I was happy, I was smiling, I was, encouraging everybody, didn't even have a clue that my body was going through the stress of the changes in the workload and the fast pace. It was just I had such a sense of overwhelming, to the point that just one particular day I went in, I just kept getting sick. Like with every 15 minutes or less, I was running to the bathroom. Everything was spiraling out of control, just to find out that it was my blood pressure. I
Jesus.
ended up having to get 3 blood pressure medicines. Still going to work, I was, because I'm going to show up. I'm going to do what I need to do. I took that one day to go to the doctor, and had another episode happen to where I was just throwing up, pooping, and messed myself all at the same time because of the stress, and the pressure, the anxiety.
My God.
One thing about me, I thank God that I have the ability I can deal with difficult people, stressful people. But this particular call, the person just kept ranting and going on and on and on. And I will be nice to you. You can do what I've always been taught. It doesn't matter what people do to you, it's how you respond. So by the end of the call, even though the man was going on and on and on, I had to go to the bathroom, and I knew that it was going to be an incident, because of the length of the travel period. But I thank God. And I was like, oh, when that happened to me, I was like, oh, that's my last day. I ain't
Uh-huh.
never coming back in there
Right. I
with
got
that
you.
happening to me. But the next morning, the Lord woke me up and told me, oh, yes, you're going back to work.
Oh my
So I
God.
went, and I still was taking my meds and still went. And, time, I think I was going in every morning. I would get sick every morning, but I kept pressuring on. It took me about 2 shift bids. And I was, still diligently trying to keep going. This last particular time was back, it's almost about to be coming up on a year now.
Come on, let's talk about it.
And I went in, it was Juneteenth, and I got sick that morning. My supervisor wasn't at work, and she had a buddies team manager that assisted me. And so she said, don't worry about it. She knew about the circumstances. She was like, take care of what you need to take care of. I got you. And kept happening repetitively. So the last time I went in the bathroom, the Lord said, go find out what your options are. And I'm like, mind you, I've got these bills. You know, if I had have been still working, I would have had to work till I was 97 years old to pay off this debt that has just recently got paid off last 2 weeks ago. So
Wait a minute. Did you say 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. So I'm grateful.
OMG. Breakthrough.
Yeah, it's a breakthrough for me. And
Access.
so breakthrough, I thank God for hanging on and holding on to his word and just trusting, him to do it. And so he moved it all out of my way. And I'm still shocked from when I retired Juneteenth. And, the last working day was July 1st. And I was able to retire. And so it'll be almost a year and a couple of more weeks that I would have been retired from
Listen,
work
listen. Y'all that's out there, y'all know this is God.
in the middle of a pandemic. I asked God,
Come on here.
I said,
I
who in
want
the
to stand
world
up, but
retires in the middle of
I
a
I can't
pandemic?
right now.
And
But
he says, you do. So I give him the praise, I give him the glory. The assignment was for me to trust God, go to work, obey my manager. Take the word evil. It spells live if you flip it. I was
mm,
not supposed to go in that job talking about nothing about whatever she said that I didn't like, and I wasn't there to tell her what she did wrong. But we always think we smarter than the boss, and we
come on,
always
let's
think we
talk
know it
about it.
all. But what I had to learn to do, and I appreciate my last supervisor, Miss Erica Streeter Gilmer. She was an instrumental woman of God, and she praised God with me, and we celebrated. And I just thank God that I didn't quit. I didn't get fired. I was able to walk out of there with the retirement papers and celebrate. And I just give God all the praise. And I still was thinking, oh God, I'm still not at full retirement. So some stuff I don't have. And look at just 2 weeks ago, he told me he had me,
He
and he
got
told
you.
me that he was going to pay those bills off. And mind you, I hadn't been too long refinanced. So I know I would have had to work till I was 97.
97, and you are now
That's
retired.
what the paperwork
That's
says.
what the
But
paperwork
this
says.
morning, when I listened
Breakthrough.
talk
I have to
about
keep saying that. Those
Lady
of you that
Lena, she was like,
supported us,
it's not gonna add up. It's not gonna add
it's
up.
not gonna add up. That's what she said this
So
morning.
I thank God that his math and his addition and subtraction is nothing like
It's not gonna
God's
add up.
getting
My
God's
God.
dividends and God's blessing. I thank God for him making me all over again. When I walked out of that door, I did not get sick anymore.
Uh,
Never got sick like I was.
my
And that was
God. So
God's
we know.
blessing telling me to keep on going. So I thank God that, in the midst of keeping on going, yeah, I lost some friends. I lost my mom, but he said, you hold your head up. And I'll never forget it. The day that I was signing off the paperwork, um, my mom's picture and my cousin, they had a picture that they had took where they had went to my aunt Louise's funeral, and we all were in the yard. Well, that same day I was signing that paperwork to leave to retire, my mom's picture and Althea's picture flashed on my phone. So that was my sign that they were rejoicing in heaven with me, to let
My
me know
God,
that
my
I
God,
made
my
the
God.
right decision. And so I just
Absolutely.
thank God for the major decisions that I've had to make in these last 2 years, but they have made it better for me. And my assignment now is to not go back in debt. Um, he got me out, he freed me. And I thank him for scripture because 1 Peter 5 and 7, He said, give all your worries over to him because he cared for me. Same thing my husband says. Sometimes we have, um, I believe I was inherited with the debt because I watched my mom struggle and I watched my mom go through. And sometimes you want to be so much like your mother that you feel some of the strains and it. They say, oh, the kids don't know what's going on, but trust and believe your children know what's going on. They know when you having tough times, they know when you having stress, and they know when things are not right in the house. So I say introduce your kids to banking. Let them know about finances. Tell them all about your parents if they're deceased. We still have memories, and share those with your young children and let them know that death is a part of life. And I just thank God for my dad, and he's been long there with us. And I thank God for his work ethics because I know that's where I got my work ethics from him. My dad, I feel like if he had still been working, he probably would be a lot more lively today, but I'm just praying that God continue to strengthen him, to give him the will to want to live on without my mom. And
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, hold on right there. Those thoughts. You said a lot of good nuggets, and I want to make sure that I hone in on some of them. Once you get out of debt, people, don't go back. That's like a dog going back to his vomit. Don't go back. And when she said, when the son, who the son is set free, is
is
free
free
indeed.
indeed.
And we have been a part of, and I'm gonna put a plug in here, because guess what? This my life. A part of the
Amen.
sister circle. So when you heard us call breakthrough and
Breakthrough.
access, those are some words we have been proclaiming for the last probably month now.
Breakthrough.
And this morning she talked about, if you have not tuned in to the Sister Circle International, check out this yellow book and all this yellow that we're covering the world with yellow. Y'all might want to come on here with us. She said this morning that stop trying to figure out stuff. It's not going to add up. And when you said that if you had a stayed at work, you had to work till you was 97 to get out of debt. And God allowed you 2 weeks ago to get out of over 200 and might as well say $290,000 worth of debt.
Absolutely.
That don't add up, y'all.
It don't add up.
My
And
God.
God's benefits and God's dividend is nothing like man.
You
Also,
can't beat
too,
God given.
you can't beat God's giving. If there's an opportunity for you to sow in a ministry, any of the ministries that was named tonight, or if you know a man or woman of God, you get with your leaders, sit under them, because these teachings and these lifestyle is really happening. And I thank God for bringing multiple streams of income to me. That's coming soon. So you ain't
Come
heard
on,
the
put it in the
enemy.
atmosphere.
You haven't heard the enemy, and it don't end like this. There is a sequel and a continuation, and I mean to live. And so I thank God for life, health, and strength, and I thank Him that it's in Him that I live and move and have my being. But most of all, I just give honor to God, because had it not been for Him, I probably would have been dead a long time ago.
My
And I thank
God,
Him
my God.
because I don't look like nothing that I've been through. And I've been through a lot.
It's like the three Hebrew boys and in the fiery furnace, and like David in up against Goliath, and then you got Daniel in the lion's den where he slept all night, and they thought he was gonna get ate up, but he did. And I'm trying to tell you, when you put God first and you stop, two-timing God, because we two-time God sometimes. We cheat on it.
Yes, he said he
So
don't
when
want no
we
warring
really
after us.
He don't want no part-time lovers. So remember, sow into your local church. Sow into any may have to do that. I don't know what happened if we blinked out for a minute. See, he don't want us to get to talking like
He
this.
don't want us to tell you this.
But if you do right by God and by God's house, God will, and he's liable. We used to have a sign in New Beginnings that said, God is liable for me, which means he's legally and obligated, bound to. And so before we leave tonight, I want you to say one more thing. Let's talk about, so once you retired in this here pandemic and your stress level, because we were talking about stress. I know we got it off about God, but we want to bring it back home. You notice that your stress ceased.
Yes,
to the
absolutely.
to the capacity that you were having no more, you didn't have any more of those physical changes that was happening to your body.
The physical changes have stopped. My blood pressure has went down. I'm believing God in not many more days that they're gonna have to take me off of these medicines. So
Amen.
I am grateful because I'm working on that through the next 56 days. Shout out to Steve and Carrie. They have that wonderful
Yes,
program
yes,
that
yes, yes.
changed
The
my life,
excellent program.
and it's excellent program to help balance blood sugars and release weight and detox and inflammation. And so I'm grateful to be a part of that community as well. But just stay tuned because I'll be coming up with nailing it.
All right,
And
all right. That's what I was
nailing
gonna
it
say. What
is
do
the
you have
business
coming on
that
the rise?
God has given me.
All right.
And what it'll be doing is I'll be helping young women to be able to balance blood sugar, exercise, lose weight, nailing everything to the cross, and being in agreement with developing better eating patterns so that I can take better care of myself. Because in order for you to be able to help somebody else, you got to help yourself first. So I'm grateful to learn, and I appreciate you for introducing the program to me. And I thank God for your success and your release of
Oh
your
yeah.
H
Thank you,
pounds.
thank you, thank you.
And
As they say.
so I know that he's able. But the main thing that I'm so excited about is I look better and I'm eating better and I'm enjoying it. And I'm having fun while I do it as well as make a little money. So I'm grateful to be able to make that exchange and nail it. So just be on the lookout for nailing it soon.
Y'all heard it right here. And when we come back, we're gonna say y'all heard it first on Enriched by Tina. You have not heard the last from Sherelle Allen. She's getting ready to come through with nailing it. And she's gonna not only nailing it, is gonna do it in your not only in your eating habits. I just hear the Lord saying you got to teach, and I know that your husband, my brother-in-law Thomas Allen, helped you. It seems like nailing it might need to be a dynamic duo about debt.
Yes,
Y'all
it
pray
is.
about it. Okay, all right. Because
It
I'm just
is. So
saying nailing it.
you own it because
Okay, well,
it
see,
is.
I didn't even have no clue. See how the Holy Ghost works. So nailing it, you're not only gonna nail it with your weight loss stuff, you're gonna nail it in how to get this debt and pay these bills and nailing it to the cross. I love it. I love it, guys. We thank you so much for tuning in with an Enriched by Tina. You never know what we may break out. We may break out with a shout. If I get my husband to set these drums up, tell my son to get on one or two keys because he play. We got a whole band here at this house. We don't make me
Absolutely.
shout next week. Don't make me pull out the keyboard and the drums and we just doom doom because we may break out anytime. So we
Well,
thank you for tuning in with us as we talk about stress. Um, I have a couple of more people that want to come on and talk about stress. We may continue stress next week, but I do want you to tune in to Fitness Fridays we're getting a little bit more acclimated
Absolutely.
with this. So Fitness Friday will be at 6 o'clock, and I'll be back next week 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on the dot to bring some more information. And I wanted to let you know it's Mental Health Month. So I am going to talk about some mental health things on next week as well. And stress and mental health all that connects anyway. So we'll figure out. I may what's gonna be the the main feature. It may just be me next week. Because a lot of people scheduling things, but I will have a guest on from time to time. I'm trying to get it going at least twice a month, if not every week. Try to have somebody. So hey, if you're listening and you're interested in being a guest on Enrich by Tina, inbox me. If you have my personal number, text me. Let's talk about it. Let's get on here. Let's enlighten some people. Let's get people enriched. So thank you so much. And we'll see you next week. And remember,
See you
make good
later.
choices. Make good choices and good decisions. Bye for now.
Bye bye.